हरिओम सर।
हरिओम। ॐ प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेदि नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। Chant from 31 to 35. Chant verse 33. Life, any changes that happen as far as I've noticed. These changes don't happen by intent. For example, when people intend to change a specific thing, the change doesn't happen. Then you may be saying, then what is the point? When you intensely want something, it doesn't come. When you intensely don't want something, doesn't mean it will go. There is a secret to life. It's an open secret. I'll tell you now. But one must imbibe that there is no other way. See, you cannot change or unchange certain specific things in your life. When Swami Ramatirtha says, the way to gain anything is to lose it. What does he mean by that? What does he mean?
It means that you should not have attachment to it.
Technically right. What else? How else will you explain that? That is correct. Exactly. You should not have attachment. From your own experience, how do you explain it? Don't explain it through what you know, in the sense what you've heard. The way to gain anything is to lose it. Have you ever realized this? That there could be something like this in your own life experience?
Yeah, like it means you should even move on and take things as they come. Like you said, you don't know what is going to happen, what change is going to happen. So you have to move on. You have to let go and move on.
Correct. This is a secret. If you want something to go, if you want something to come, you must lose the interest in it. It is such a dichotomy. There is no other way. It is so sad. There is no other way. But this is a secret. Now, theoretically, we'll understand this. But the problem is, you must see it. You must see it happening. I have seen it a number of times. It could apply to the most basic things, or it could apply to the most complex things. You want to lose weight. You cannot lose weight. Just impossible. No, sir, I will put all my effort. You cannot do it. You may do it, it will come back. It won't be a permanent change. You may lose it, but it will come back in 6-7 months again. A more permanent change happens only with this thing. If you want it, you must lose the very interest in it. You just don't care. It's not your problem anymore. It is your problem, right? It is your problem. It's not your problem anymore. You don't give a, I want to use the word, damn about it. It's as though it's somebody, your neighbor's problem. It's not your problem. It is your problem, but it's not anymore. Then there is a change. Same thing applies with knowledge. This knowledge of life that we are gaining here, you don't gain it. You don't want to gain it. You understand what I'm saying? You don't put an effort to gain this knowledge. It's not something that you need to force yourself. Any change that happens, you will only realize when somebody else tells you that. That's a true change. Hey, you stopped smoking? Oh, yeah. You're not a regular smoker, but yeah, oh, that's nice. You pointed that out. That's a change. Somebody will tell you, hey, you're not getting angry anymore. I've seen you in situations. What happened? Oh, really? With thanks, yeah. I didn't notice that. That's a change. The change happens without you knowing. And what is the secret? You must simply drop the idea of change. Then what are you doing? You are more interested in something else. Something higher, not lower. Something higher. Your life is fixated on something higher. Higher doesn't mean God. It means God as well. A higher value. You are totally fixated. Your life is revolving around it. Then these changes happen. You want to gain knowledge? You don't sit down in a class like this and gain knowledge. That doesn't happen. I mean, simply I'll ask you a question. How many of you study every day in the morning? Sangeeta? Sunita?
No.
I
Anik?
do. I do.
Ashali? How many of you study? You don't sit and study. That doesn't work. You may do it for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. It's a holistic change. And the holistic change is not to force yourself to study Atmabodha. And you would curse yourself that you're not putting in the effort. Sir is asking how many of you study. You would curse yourself. I'm not studying. You can't. You shouldn't. Any spiritual edification doesn't come by force. You don't do it. You live a higher quality of life. It's happening. Vairagyam vina jnanam nasti. Vairagyam vina jnanam nasti. What does it mean? You must know Sanskrit something. Vairagyam vina jnanam nasti.
Without vairagya, you don't get gyan.
Nasti. Nasti jnanam. No jnanam without vairagyam. Without dispassion. This class is useless if you don't have vairagyam. What? Because you have certain desires in life and you should not be ashamed of it. You should not be proud of it. That is your nature. You have a desire to have a good partner. You have a desire to have good family. You want to spend time with family. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a natural desire. It's a human desire. You want to have good food. You want to have, you want your kids to live with you. You know, most of these people, all the kids are outside. You want a healthy body. You know, you want to go to Rome and Rome, right? These are the desires you have. Now, with these desires, you force yourself to sit with Atmabodha class, where Atmabodha class is talking about something, hey, go beyond this. and you are pulled from both sides. One thing you think is right is Atmabodha. Another thing you've been told is wrong. And there is this friction. And how, and let's say all these things don't happen, right? Whatever I mentioned, these don't happen. They happen, they don't happen. Let's say they happen. On the drop of the hat, you will drop Atmabodha. I'm sure. You get a good family, you have people staying with you, you have a happy, good life, good health. You want to go to Rome, you get a ticket to Rome, you will drop Atmabodha. Those things are not happening, hence you're coming here and forcing yourself. You see what I'm saying? Let's say everything else is given. Hardly anybody. So, see, I've seen so many people, you will not believe me. I've seen so many people who are like Medhavis in spirituality. They know everything. You talk to them about, sir, what do you think about this? Krishna talking to Arjuna about this, and then same time he's talking to Uddhava, like, what do you think about it? He will give you an answer, and if that answer is the proper answer, nothing better than that. He will give you how to live your life. He will give you how to contact people around you. But he's a mess. His life is a mess. But he is a Medha. Great personality. He knows everything. And because he has got an interest and he artificially forced himself, which he doesn't know, to study. And he's become an amazing professor of Vedanta. Almost, I would say that's the title, professor. He believes he's a Vedantin. He'll convince people to pursue Vedanta. They are pursuing properly. This fellow is nowhere. Any spiritual change, any consistent effort in spirituality comes with a slow, matured approach. You don't do a slow, matured approach. That is the approach happens from you. And why would that happen? When you're interested in something better. And you can't force yourself to be interested in something better. Why? Because already interested here. And somebody has told you that being interested in the world is wrong. I don't know who told you that. I think most of the Swamis tell you that. Nothing wrong with being interested in the world. What is the problem then? Being interested in the world. What is the problem? Why do they say that? Think about God, think about God. Why? Why is there a pull and push within you to pursue spirituality? Why do they say that? What is wrong with the world?
Because the world is ever changing.
So, I adapt with the changing world. What is wrong with the world? World is changing, so kya hua? That is the nature of the world, right? So what? It's good. Someday, every day it is summer, people will, every day is winter, you want change. Change is good. Same roti, bhindi you will eat in the morning, every day throughout your life. Bhagwan. Then what is wrong?
There is no permanence. So that is why.
Yeah.
And the truth is something which remains constant in all the three phases of time, in the past, the present, and the future. So the world is always changing. That is the reason why they say that you should lose interest in the world.
The thing is, we do not understand that our experiences are futile and temporary. Why is it futile? Because it's temporary. And you want something permanent. This is the issue. And this is a very deep-rooted analysis. It's an analysis. It's not a superficial analysis because we have analyzed it. But you don't feel it. You don't feel constricted and restricted by this kind of analysis. We analyze. Yes, sir, everything is temporary, correct. Or we want permanency. Hence, they say the world is futile. But there is no feel within. It's not settled in. That is what is important. How many times will you pursue the same thing? Comes and goes, comes and goes, comes. One day you'll be tired. So here he is talking about negation and assertion. Where he has understood all this, what we have discussed. He's settled in those concepts, not concepts, experience of life. He's settled there. Now he wants to pursue. When he wants to pursue, there is a confusion of how to pursue. He needs some clarity. He needs some borrowed analysis from the scriptures. That is what is happening here. And Adi Shankaracharya is saying, hey, correct. I will give you the clarity. What is the clarity? You are not the Sharira, he says in verse 32. You're distinct from the body. You have no birth, old age, senility, or death. You don't have senses, and you're not attached to self. Oh, I am not blind. My eyes are blind. I am not lame. My leg is lame. You see the difference? I'm not blind. Eyes are blind. Then the student is flabbergasted. What? I don't have a body? And he starts another. Who am I then? Verse 33. So you don't have the body, not having the mind. You don't have the mind. Oh, I don't have the mind either. I'm not the mind either. So if not having the mind, I have no desire. I have no desire to pursue or not pursue. I have no likes nor dislikes. So if there are no likes, then there is no grief. How? Correct? True, no? When there are no likes, there is no grief. Grief comes when
You don't get what you like.
I have no dislike. So there is no hatred. See? Next word is hatred. I don't like it. There's no not liking it. I have no like for it. I have
Neutral.
like, hence no fear of losing what I like. Look at Adi Shankaracharya's greatness. Indeed, the scriptures declare that. This is the beauty. You must personally, talk to people who preach Vedanta or who don't even preach Vedanta, who know a lot about Vedanta, but they're not preachers. Oh, I know a lot about life and living. They have no humility, zero. It's like absolute zero humility. Great master of the caliber of Mr. Adi Shankaracharya is saying, the scriptures declare that. I am not, he can very well say it with confidence. He is a self-realized soul. The scriptures declare that. Atman has no prana. I have no life, nor am I dead. No life, no death. Prana means life, no? Mind, etc. I have no buddhi. Mind, etc. means what? Mind and intellect only, no? I am pure. So somebody will is fighting with you and then say, "Hey, तेरे को दिमाग नहीं है क्या?" Then what do you say? What do you say?
Because I have.
Huh?
You'll say I have.
No.
What?
अरे, you should say, तेरे को दिमाग नहीं है, तू कितना इमेच्योर है, तेरे को क्लैरिटी नहीं है लाइफ में. What you should say? अरे सही बोला यार तूने, बहुत सही बोला. Of course. Thank you for reminding me. What do you mean, he'll say? Hey, for that you need to come to Atmabodha class, How can I believe that I have dimag? I don't have a dimag. And that fellow is like really bugged with you, and then he walks away, and then you call him back. Yeah, you know what? मुझे दिमाग नहीं है, correct है. तुझे भी नहीं है. ये पागल है, certified पागल है. Obviously, ना, दिमाग यानी intellect. I have no intellect. One person walking and then calls another person. Hey, बंदर की जरा दिखता है तू. So what do you? If you react, what does it mean?
You feel
I
you're
feel
a
I'm a bandar.
You accepted the fact that you're a bandar.
Yeah.
If you react, that's what it means. How dare you call me bandar? Meaning you accepted that you're bandar, right? You're so immature. You're 50 years old, still behaving like a child. That's what all the wives tell their husbands. And the husband will react. That means he's accepted he's immature. You are not the intellect, he said. Do you really bother, or are you afraid of what is happening to your neighbor's neighbor? Does it bother you? Is it any of your concern? Is it any in the purview of your life? No, right? Yes or no? Neighbor's neighbor means the third, not the third neighbor. Neighbor's old neighbor. Third
No.
neighbor is your neighbor only. Huh?
No.
Not your concern. Do you lament at your dog's death in the dream when you wake up? Your dog died in the dream, right? You wake up. Do you cry? Or do you say, hey, I don't have a dog? What the hell? I don't have a dog only. Right? Everything affects you now. All this affectation is because you believe you are the body mind. And he's saying, since I'm not the body, he's already assumed, since I'm not the body, whatever happens to the body, sense organs are not connected to me. Since I'm not the mind, the grief and desire and all fear is not me, not mine. It belongs to the mind. This 10 minutes will be disconnected, but anyway. This verse is exactly taken from Mundaka Upanishad. So these things are to be sat in a room, sit in a room, phone is outside for half an hour. Think about this. That's it. No book, no pencil, no nothing. That's when this verse settles. You should do that exercise. Half an hour, put a timer. Half an hour, sit in a room. Just think about only this concept. Nothing, no books, nothing. No phone, no nothing. Put it on silent and keep it outside. No looking out of the window. No cleaning up the dressing table. Nothing. Just sit. That's when this settles. Gotta give time to it. Now, verse 31, he says that due to ignorance, I think I am the body, mind, intellect. 32, he negates that I'm not the body, I have no birth. Birth is for the body. I'm not the senses, nothing's happening. Then verse 33, he talks about the mind and intellect, negates. Now asserts. Assertion is verse 34. We'll read that out. Or I'll just disconnect and connect so that we get another 40 seconds. Yeah. Because in 5 minutes it will disconnect. निर्विकल्पो निरञ्जनः निर्विकारो निराकारो नित्यमुक्तोऽस्मि निर्मलः निर्गुणो निष्क्रियो नित्यो निर्विकल्पो निरञ्जनः निर्विकारो निराकारो This is a very famous verse. Everything starts with na. Not because of that, but the way it is inside. Because it's a verse with asserts. It's a very, very famous verse. What is he saying? Nirguno, nishkriyo, nityo, nirvikalpo, niranjana, nirvikaro, nirakaro, nirvikaro, nirakaro, all these things, and then nityamuktosmi nirmalaha, nityamuktosmi nirmalaha. So this is the so my guru says, if you define God, you defile God, he says. Did you get that?
Yes, you have said before also.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
If you define God, you
Define.
defile God. Meaning, you cannot define him. Why? If you define, that means what? It's in the purview of, huh? Meaning what?
The limit, the purview of the limit.
Of? Limit of?
Limitation, he
Huh?
said. Limitation, that is what Ashaji said, na?
Huh.
Limited it becomes then.
If you define it, it's in the within the limit of what? What equipment?
Body, mind, intellect, or the world.
One. Give me one answer. Body, mind, intellect, Atman, Vasanas, Panchakoshas. One answer you give. Within the purview of what? What defines anything? Intellect. Intellect defines it. So if you define it, then that means intellect can capture it. That means intellect is greater than God. Isn't it? You see the logic. If I define it, that means I can capture it. If I can capture it, that means intellect is able to capture God. That means we should do puja to intellect, not God anymore. So that's wrong. You can't define it. So all these definitions are like, there's a concept in Vedanta called Chandra Shakha Nyaya. Must have heard about this, Chandra Shakha Nyaya. Who has not heard? So Chandra Shakha Nyaya. Moon, Shakha of a tree. Shakha means branch. Moon branch, Nyaya. Moon branch, analogy. It's an analogy, moon branch. For example, sometimes in a day, you can see the moon. You must have noticed, sometimes in the day you can see the moon. But the sun is so dark, so bright, the sky is so bright, if I point at you, you can't really see immediately. Hey, there, where, you can't see. So what I do is, I'll take you to a tree over the yonder. I take you to the tree. I say, hey, see the tree, the main trunk, follow the trunk and leave the first branch that is coming to the right. Be on the right side. Leave the first branch. Go to the second branch. Yeah, I'm going to the second branch. From the second branch, you see there are three twigs coming out. Go to the second twig. Go to the top of the twig, which is, it's easier to see on the background of the sky. From there, you just look beyond. No, I see the moon. I see the moon. The knowledge of the moon was only possible not by direct perception, but through the aids of the branch. Right? So you defined the tree, and from the tree you jumped. From the tree, the leaf, you jumped. But I could never give you the direct location of the moon, but I could give you the location of the branch and the tree, twig and the leaf. Right? Now, branch and the twig and the branch, the tree and the trunk and the branch and the twig and the leaf has nothing to do with the moon. Do they have anything to do with the moon? Moon is somewhere yonder in the celestial being. Tree is an earthly object. Compare tree and the moon. 2 columns. Can you compare? Write down the similarities. There's nothing to write. Totally different objects. But Without that tree, God happened. But without the tree, you could never get the gaze of the moon. This is very, very, very important to be clear with this. You need the tree. You need all those things. But that has nothing to do with the moon. Moon is somewhere beyond the earth only. Tree is a small thing here, very, very small tree. Compared to, if you see from the Google Earth, you see, small tree, you can't even point it out. But without the tree, you can't see the moon. No. All these assertions are the assertions of the tree. What are the assertions of the tree? Nirguno, nirgunaha, nishkriyaha, nityaha, niranjanaha. All these are definitions of the tree, not the moon. What is the moon? Moon is God. Here, in this context, you must understand it like that. So, we will say Satchit Anand. Definition of the tree, Baba. Not the definition of God.
No, but you use your intellect, isn't it? Like the tree you are saying. So same way, you use your intellect to look for something higher than the intellect, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't, right? How can intellect look beyond intellect? So that jump is not possible with logic.
You are guiding, someone is guiding us to look
Yes.
there, no?
Ah,
With my own intellect, I would not be able to find it.
correct. And
With
someone
the help.
someone will guide you until the leaf. The definitions will guide you until the leaf. But from the leaf to the moon, it's your jump. You did it. Right? There's no definition to do it. There's no instruction to do it. You did it. Very, very apt example. So all these definitions of God are the definitions of the tree. That's how you have to understand. But they're very close to that. Without this, you cannot understand that. It's like that. It's not exactly like that, but it's like that. So first definition, nirgunaha. Guna means property. Without nirgunaha, na gunaha, without property. So what gives property? The gunas gives property. Gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Right? What makes you different from me is I have different tendencies. You have different tendencies. So that tendencies, how are they defined? The tendencies are defined by the vasanas. What kind of vasanas? Vasanas have different textures, thought textures. Thought textures are what? Sattva, rajas, tamas. Also, any substance has properties. Right? If you see this case, it has properties. It is smooth. It is almost rectangular, and it is a curve of 40, maybe 60 degrees or 40, on 50 degrees, 45 degrees, turns everywhere. That's how you define it. It has properties. Without the properties, there is no substance. Right? So, he says nirgunaha, no properties. And anything which has properties, which is a substance, is perishable. Right? Because properties will go after some time. In universe, with time, everything will go away. So anything, any substance is perishable, any substance with properties, with guna is perishable. So Atman has no gunas, hence it is imperishable. It is not a substance. Now, next, nishkriyaha, without action. Right? What acts? Body, mind, intellect acts. But Atman is the source of the action. Atman doesn't act. Nor Atman says, I don't want to act. It's like the sunlight, It's a different, independent source of light. The sunlight has nothing to do with the marriage or the procession or something else. or the war. Sunlight has nothing to do with it. But without sunlight, nothing happens. It's a totally independent source. But does the sunlight want the marriage to happen? Nor does the sunlight doesn't want the marriage to happen. Nothing like that. The sunlight has nothing to do with it. It is the source, but it is not the cause. It is not doing it. But cause leads to an effect, but there is something else as well. Without the source, cause and effect doesn't happen. I want to marry, hence I'm marrying, there is a procession. But you cannot say sunlight is the cause for my wanting to marry. No, that's different. So, when you say Atman is an independent and living source, without action means you would say, hey, Atman is so boring, it is so lazy, it is tamasic, it doesn't act. No, it is like the sunlight. That's the understanding. Whether you want to act or not is your prerogative. That's your cause and effect. Don't say Atman. But so Atman is dead, is it? Is sunlight dead? Sunlight is neither dead nor alive. But without that source, nothing is living or dead. So when somebody reads Vedanta, they misunderstand Atman as like petrol in a car. Swamiji gives an example. Petrol है, boring है. कुछ नहीं है. Atman neither helps nor doesn't help. क्या है? It has no power. So human beings do everything. That's what we say, no? Your karma, your action. So when human is doing everything, what is the point of Atman? Why should I bring in God? I am the Charvakas believe that. I am the source. I'll do whatever I want the way I want to live. You cannot do anything without the sunlight. You cannot do anything without Atman. But you can't say, Bhagwan, ye tune kya kiya? Bhagwan, ye tune acha kiya. You can't say that. You can say that. That's why you can say, and there is a proof of why we can say that. Because every day, what is Surya Namaskar that we do? Om Bhur Bhuvaswa Tatsa Viturvarenyam Bhargo Deva Siddhimu Diyo Yona Prasudha. What are you doing? Thanking sun for what? Thanking sun for providing the source of light and life.
Isn't it a prayer to sharpen your intellect to be able to discern what is true and what is not true? The Gayatri, isn't it a
I don't know.
prayer to the sun?
That's how.
It's sharpening.
How does it sharpen the intellect?
This is what I have read and heard that
How? You must have read. How does it sharpen?
it gives you energy.
How? What energy?
Gayatri, the sun is energy.
Sun is energy, we know that. But how does it sharpen your intellect? Intellect is sharpened by using it. ऐसे ही कुछ क्लियर कर दिया तो कैसे होगा इंटेलेक्ट? If you understand that and then analyze that, Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha, then it sharpens. But just by praying, how will it sharpen? Somebody will say something. Anyway, Nishkriya, without action. So don't misunderstand without action means Atman is tamasik. That idea you get. No. Atman is like the ball of fire. Billion degrees hot. Without it, nothing happens. Atman is that powerful. So that's how you must understand. Nitya, eternal. So time sets limitation on everything. Right? Something which is before time is eternal. That's what I must understand. So the concept of time comes, so this is a little technical. The concept of time comes with a second experience. I'll tell you why. The concept of distance comes from 1 point or 2 points?
2 points.
2 points. The concept itself comes with introducing the second point. You can't say what is the distance at A.
No. It has to be B to tell it.
What is the distance between A and B?
That's
Same
right.
thing is with time. Time comes with the experience of a second event. So when you say, what time is it now? You're always thinking about what was before and now. You may say, what time is it now? But your understanding of time, your intellect understands the concept of time when in retrospect with what happened previously. It's always second. Two ways to see. Atman is before intellect, because Atman is a source for intellect, right? Intellect understands the experience. So intellect understands the second experience. Intellect creates the concept of time. If Atman is before intellect, it is before time. It is eternal. The concept itself begins with the second. Atman was at the first. One unifying experience, one unifying infinite experience was Atman. Something happened. What happened, we don't know. Second experience happened, then the concept of time was born. So you must, the way you have to see is, the moment you say time, that means second. Atman was in the beginning itself. So Atman is not subject to time. Time sets limitations. Atman is not subject to limitations. Atman is eternal. Time doesn't affect it because it's the first. It's the one unifying experience. Intellect also doesn't come because intellect only is under concept of intellect comes when the second experience comes. It's all dependent. Nityam. See, one word they say and leave it like that. We have to rack our brains. We will continue this next time. Right? Any questions? Any quick questions?
These are all assertions, then why they are all not this, not this?
Because, no, not everything. Nityam means eternal. No? That's one word. Sat, Chit. One more reason is your intellect understands your intellect is forced to think when anything is in negatives. Why couldn't you not do it? If I say that, right, then you're forced to think. Sir, say that again. Why couldn't you not do? Achha. So one way of looking at it is they give everything in the negatives so that you start understanding. You start questioning. You start thinking about it. That could be one reason. But it's not all the time. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we will close. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We will meet next time. Hari Om.
Thank you.